Welcome to Carp Pursuit Series 2. You join me, and are you one of my best friends?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Not very nice, is it? We're down at my friend Neville's at Blasford Fishery in Essex. We've got a couple of days ahead of us, and it's, what do you think, mate? You like it?
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah?
Weather looks good. I think we should.
It's just the best we've had in a good while, isn't it, really? I mean, 2 days ago I was in Suffolk and it was freezing cold. Look at us now, you even got a baseball cap on.
I know.
How warm are you?
I'm not even wearing thermals.
Hot stuff, eh? Hot stuff. But we've got a couple of days. What we need to do now is the obvious thing, is Michael, being my very handsome assistant, is going to spin you're like Debbie McGee. You're going to spin the wheel for me. Oh, ain't that nice? Right, Michael's going to spin the wheel and see what we are going to be doing for the next couple of days.
Hold on, boys.
Oh.
Dynamite do worms these days.
Okay. Now, I'm meant to look surprised, but I'm not. I do know we were doing these. So this one is, I'm going to talk to Tom, not Jay. This one is worms, is it?
This is worms, boys.
Right. Well, I've used worms, but not a lot in the rig section. So if I need to put a little pop-up on Jay, am I allowed to put a little pop-up on the fish worms around it? Yeah. Unless I come out for worm rig. Definitely. Is that okay then? Right. Because I'm unfamiliar with these on rigs. But yeah, that's good, mate, isn't it?
That do.
Yep. Yeah. Bit of natural food, as they say.
What are you fishing with?
Well, clearly, oh, was that a fish jumping about then? We better get it set up. Right, without further ado, there's fish jumping, as you just heard. Rods to do, bibbies to put up.
Get on with it.
Bag of worms to share. Thank you very much.
So when we finished spinning the wheel, Jay gave us another challenge, and that was to catch 3 20s in the time we're here. This one came along about 2 hours after I threw a load of ground bait out, along with some worms mixed in with it. Unfortunately, it's 16 pounds, so it doesn't class for the challenge, but I think you'll all agree it's quite a lovely fish. So let's hope it's the first of many, and I'll get this rod back out and see if we can catch another one.
Right, my approach with worms, and I'm going to have to defend myself before we do this. This is something I've only used once or twice, ever. So I'm not au fait. I mean, I've watched, before this, I've watched YouTube films on what to do and all that stuff. I've used them a couple of times to great effect, but I'm by no means a professional worm user. So I've only grabbed a couple of handfuls because I don't want to overdo it. This is starting off. I've only just got the rods in play. This, whatever I put in here, I'm going to drop on the far margin on top of one of the rods while Jay watches the rod. Now, a couple of handfuls there. We've already shook all the soil out. So we've chopped them up a little bit. Now, as I've already stated, I've not used these a lot in my angling. So a worm rig is something I'm not up to date with. So I have brought along a couple of pints of red maggots, which I do know how to use. And I've got permission from that man looking through the lens to put these in with them. And if I can't be happy with a worm rig, I can use a maggot rig over the top of it. So that's that. There's the mix. Now I'm going to get that. Look at that lot. How can any fish eat that? It's just not like a chocolate malt pop-up, is it? Which is very, very attractive. All down the side, that's all in there. Now I've got my scoop over there. I'm going to leap out of sight, walk around the far side and dollop this on top of my left rod. I'm only going to put it on top of one rod because if it does fail, I've got 2 rods in play with just bags or just even little pop-ups that we have also got permission to use. So we're going to start very sparingly and work our way into the trip a bit more solid as the day goes on.
Okay, so didn't really want to spawn whilst we're on this little lake here because it seems a bit too intimate for that sort of thing. So what I thought I'd do is just mix up a sort of wormy ground bait mix. Now obviously we start with the scissors and we do the dirty with that. Let's mash them up all into little bits. Don't want to do them too fine. And all I do then is just add some of the frenzied hemp seed, the worm meal. It's very good. Mix that in, and to match that we've got the worm liquid. Now, can't overdo this stuff, so you just mix it all in. And this is where you get your hands nice and yucky. Roll my sleeves up. You just make it into just a basic ground bait. You can add anything else to this, pellets or anything like that, but I just like to keep it quite simple, just the worm and the ground bait. It's pretty cold at the moment, don't want to give them too much food, but there's loads of attraction in that. And then all I simply do then is make little balls out of it, like that, and then ping it out in the catapult. Spread it around the area, get lots of scent going through the water, and hopefully they'll find your hook bait.
Rods are in position, all three of them. I've got two here and one just the other side of that little bush, a few metres away, because it covers two different options on the far side, to be honest with you. What I've done so far, left-hand rod over there, obviously, because that's on the left. Clever, aren't I? Very clever, Joe. You know how clever I am at times. Off the scalp. Seriously, though, when I went round there with Jay while Tom watched the rods, and I put in some chopped worm and obviously a little handful of maggots on top of that left rod. Now, the left and the middle are along that far margin. It does fish. I have fished here once, twice before, and every time I've been here, someone who's been in this peg has had a couple of fish off that far margin. So it's an obvious feature because there's no anglers along it. I have, as I said in my little choppy uppy worm bit, I'm not au fait with worm rigs. It's something I need to get involved with. So, but I'm very good at fishing with the maggots on the rig. So the boss, being Jason behind the camera, said I'm okay with using small balls of maggots as long as I'm using over the worm, which is what the film's all about. So so I've got two balls of maggots over here with a big handful of chopped worms and a few red maggots on them. My right hand rod is off it, if you can see, just over my shoulder there. It's just off the tip of that where I saw a fish earlier on one of my all-time favourites on its own for the time being, a little 12mm chocolate malt pop-up. So it is only midday, we've been fishing a couple of hours. He managed to nick one, didn't he? Now the challenge, let's talk briefly about the challenge, because we're not on about that. 320s from Blasford Hill should be, we're going home in about an hour if it's on form. Michael goes and drags out a 16-pounder. Do you know, he did say to me on the way here, we were chatting on the phone, or griddled up on the motorway. I said, it's a 20s and 30s venue, Michael, because Michael hasn't been here, to be fair. And he said, if there's a double in there, I won't catch it. Now, I fish with Michael an awful lot, and he tends to do this an awful lot. I think it's to do with his height. He's definitely shorter than most people I know. In fact, he's shorter than most children, my grandchildren. But there you go. 3 rods are in position. They've been out there an hour or so now, an hour and a bit. Couple of days at our disposal. Hopefully, 1 or 2 of these 20s and 30s that Blasford is really well known for will turn up for us. Till then, fingers crossed. It's, luckily for me, unlike Michael's one, this is £25. Now earlier on, when I walked around the other side with Jay, to be fair, and Tom was watching the rods, we put that great big, maybe 2 or 3 handfuls of worm, chopped worm over the top of this rod. Proof in the pudding. £25, lovely, lovely, so almost a linear. This side's gorgeous. Anyway, over the chopped worm, and I did have a maggot hook bait because I haven't managed to master the worm hook bait yet, but I'll be going through the same motions, a couple of big handfuls of chopped worm, nip round the other side. I'll do that actually before I recast that rod. And there we have it. 2 more to go. We're on the way.
So this swim is mainly 4 foot in general all across. It's a bit shallower down in the bay. Across the back there you've got a channel, which is where I'm concentrating 2 of my rods, and I had a bite from there this morning. Down the right I've got another rod which I've scattered some ground bait round with the mix that you saw me make earlier with the worms in, and yeah, just little bits of plastic with worms on top as a rig. Hopefully we'll get some more fish today. We'll wait and see.
If not, we'll go for some lunch from here, I think.
Maybe.
Or at least get the cat on.
Let's hope so.
Right, end of play, first day, which really was midday by the time we got sorted, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, and the challenge has been 320s. Well, so far, you've had a 16, I've had a 25. That adds up to 41. Jay?
It's 2 then.
Jay? That's £41, mate, for 2 fish. Yeah, but it is. Work it out.
Yeah, but that's not 220.
We've discussed this, haven't we?
He's very harsh, isn't he? He's very bossy.
No.
He's stern with me, isn't he? But I mean, that's a good sign. We've had a good afternoon, 1 each. We've got a couple of days yet, so we've got a couple
and they're showing. And they're showing up.
And they are showing, mate, in different areas. So, but the weather's so mild now. Yes, we've got hoodies and that on because it's drizzle in the air. But hopefully, this time of year we might be able to snatch a couple in the night. If not,
near 40-pounder.
Well,
Nice.
he will. That didn't matter if it's over 30 pounds.
2, Jay.
Yeah,
Catch a 40-pounder.
a 40-pounder.
That's 2, isn't it?
No.
Oh, I never said he was in charge. I need to speak to someone.
Yeah.
I need to speak to my Debbie. She'd put him down. She's gone put him down. This time of year, generally bites come in the night as well. So I think we've been lucky to get a couple in the afternoon. But who knows? Jay's got a light like a Scania's headlight, which will make us look like moles.
Moles.
Do it. Yeah, you're a better mole than me, mate. I'll tell you now. If not, we'll see you in the morning, and hopefully 2 more 20s in the morning, because he won't let us have them as they are. Good night from me and his.
Good night from him.
Well, just put me dinner on. Boom. Hour and a half into dark. Didn't think this was going to make the mark, actually, but weighed it in front of 2 cameramen for witnesses, £20 4 ounces. So £20 and number 2. I'm not going to loiter too much with this in my arms because it's raining and my dinner's bubbling over. So thank you very much. Blasford Hills, 2 down, 1 to go. Good night. Off you go. Wow. This morning is just bonkers. It's the morning you wait for. This is my second bite in. I mean, it's been mad. We've already got 3. Michael's got a couple up there. We haven't had a chance yet to deal with them because it's just been bonkers. Michael's had a double take, and this I've literally just put this rod back in, and this one's off again. So we're going to end up with 4 fish. So it'll be rain stops play and deal with the fish once we retrieve this one from the lake. But yeah, what a mad morning. But look at it, flat calm, quite warm, total reverse of what we've had lately, and it's really lovely, really lovely. What a fantastic lake Blasford is. And look at this, it's not a big fish, they fight so blimmin' hard. Very fit fish. Very fit fish. And I think, well, one of Michael's is going to be a bit of a surprise one. He seems to think, but I'll leave that for him, that's his story. So blimmin' strong, these fish. But less of that, more of get it in. I'm finished drinking my tea. No, he's only a little one, he'll do though.
$35.5.
power, mate.
I do, won't it?
Mate, that'll do. That's brilliant, mate. Well, if you're ever going to finish a challenge, complete the challenge, 35.5 pounds of mega common for Mr. P.
She'll do, won't she?
Mate, we've still got 3. It's been a bonkers last hour. You've just seen me, I've just caught common myself up there. The last hour's been mad. We've ended up with rods in and 4 fish to show you. This being, it's obviously too heavy for him.
It's too heavy for
This
me.
being the largest. 35.5 common. What a place, isn't it?
Lovely. Really enjoyed it.
place.
Yeah, really enjoyed it.
Well, we've got, we're here till tomorrow morning, buddy.
Yeah.
So we've got to speak to that man behind the camera now, because we have smashed his. We've had, what we had now? 7 fish now to camera. Or we're going to have done when we do these. Mate, that is mad.
There's one bigger than this, isn't
Jay,
it?
what are you saying?
So challenge 1 complete, but you're going to add another challenge to see if you can get, I reckon, 10 over 20.
Okay.
I think we just...
So far we've had 6 over 20, haven't we?
Yeah.
Because he had a double. What did he say yesterday when he had a double? If there's a great big one coming out, because I've sort of let him have a bit of banter.
Best surf cold, mate, innit?
Shut the bit. That's a mega fish, mate.
Yeah.
I'm going to get out of here now so that Tom can get your stills. But yeah, results. So 10 fish by the time we're going tomorrow, all over 20 pounds. Taking that on.
Absolutely. Let's go.
See for me.
So a bit of a mad hour there, 2 fish in an hour at first light, over the ground bait that I put out last night, about half a dozen balls, just pinged them out. Just gonna, no, there you go. Just pinged out half a dozen balls over the area, cast out a long fluorocarbon D-rig with that wormy hook bait on it as well. And this was the result, 27.5 pound. So I'm more than happy now, we've completed the challenge. I know there's something gonna come our way, I'm sure. Let's see what happens in the next 24 hours. Happy days.
Right, there we go, 23 pounds of Blasford Hill Common. Quite a lot smaller than Michael's whopper. But they all count. We're loving this trip. We're on 7 fish now. Jay has slung us a curveball. We've still got till tomorrow morning. It's an amazing place. And he's thrown us a curveball now. We've had 7. Now we need, well actually, it's 6 over 20, isn't it, Michael, because of your double. So now we need, you haven't, can we count that bigger as like 2? So now we've got to get 4 more. Jay wants 10 over 20 pounds before we're going tomorrow, so we need 4 more of these. I've got 1 more there that I have weighed at 21 pounds, but that counts as part of the 6, not the 4 that's yet to come. So let's get him back. You are a lovely fella, mate, my first common. Let's think you back and bring out your cousin. And there you go, the common slightly smaller brother or sister, 21 pounds odd. Look at the quality of these fish that Ned's got. Let's remember, it's December, it is quite cold, although not as cold as it has been last week, but we've had a hat full of fish, and by tomorrow morning when we go home, hopefully that hat will be a little bit more full, won't it? So I'm gonna stick you back, but look at the quality of them big hand-sized scales. Where's your big brothers? There's a big 30 pounder like this in here somewhere. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Back you go, darling. Get the rod back in play. And away you go. Look at that. And you know what? I did say when we started this, worms is something that has sort of taken the carp world by storm in the last few years, but it's not really something I've done a lot with, although the last couple of times I have been successful. But what I've done here, as you've seen, I've been going around, there's a set of ball rushes on the other side, slightly deeper there, and I've got another rod, probably 20 yards to its right. The rod on the right, I've literally just been putting an handful of maggot, a little rig on it, no bites. The rod on the left, what I've had now, whatever I've caught, every bite has been on that one. So whenever his bites occurred, fish in, chop only a couple of handfuls round there, divvy the spot up and lob one on it. So in this respect, in this trip, the worms are absolutely smashing it, and for Michael. So in the future, I think worms might be getting used a little bit more in my approach. Be it winter or summer, I'm going to be on the phone saying, can I have some worms, please? And why wouldn't you be? Brilliant little bait. We're on. Oh my God, it's amazing, isn't it? Right, literally walk round the other side, 2 big handfuls of chops, cast on top of it, 5 minutes. £20, 21, mate? Just £20.8. There you go. So 20 number 7, 3 to go. Well, Michael, I think he's having a little tay-tay-tay, and he's having a little sleep, and he's been up since 2. But there you go, 2 minutes in the right spot, and I've literally dragged one of the other rods in and pinged it over there because 2 more jumped while this was sitting in the net. So let's have you back, Mr. £20.8. Need 3 more of your mates. Right, the rig for me, I mean, this is probably my all-time favourite ever. Yes, it's a Ronnie. Yes, it's my all-time favourite a Carp Pursuit. Medium curve size 4. That's a big hook. But when you get the shrink tube in and heat it up, put that curve in it, look at that. Spinner, eat your eye out, because that's what it is. But for this trip, what's done me the fish, now I've had 5 fish now, 15 maggots, to be fair, because I couldn't quite master the worm rig and I got laughed at, but there you go, I'll work on it for the future. It's a 12mm Sweet Spice pop-up. I've nipped about a quarter off the top of it to give it a flat top, and there's 15 maggots on there. And with that little tungsten bead, it's 23, I think, pound Optim X from Carp Pursuit again. That sits lovely. You know, the telling's in the results, really. The rod bends over, and they've all been absolutely nailed on that. This is what I use. Forget the maggot bit for now, but the actual rig, the setup, I'll quite happily use that all year on 99% of the situations I find myself in. Then medium curve size 4s, deadly.
So as we're fishing with naturals here, I tend to try and get a stiff hook link. So there's a lot of movement when you've got naturals. They're wriggling about on the bottom, and I like to have a stiff hook link so it doesn't all get caught up in itself. So the 23 pound Optim X is the ideal stuff for that, in my opinion. And couple that with a size 6 Bully Peak hook, and it's a very simple D-rig tied on the back there. We all know how to do that. We've seen it done a million times on YouTube. I'm not going to go through that. And I like to keep it, when it's soft bottom like it is here, I like to sort of do between 9 and 12 inches. Cameraman are now giggling because I said 9 to 12 inches, but I like it 9 to 12 inches because that sort of settles nicely on top of whatever you've got on the bottom, whether it's leaves, especially this time of year, you know, early December. And then you thread your hook bait on. What I've been using is half a Sweet Spice from Ian Russell range. They're very good. This is a wafter. Cut it in half, and then basically you can thread whatever you want on top of that. It could be a bit of slow sinking corn, it could be worms, and that just sits nicely on the bottom there. So there, that's it really. Very simple, very straightforward, but I know it's going to be fishing for me all the time it's out in the pond, and it doesn't tangle on the cast.
There we go. Early afternoon, totally out of the blue. I've seen little bits of fizzing off the end of the island, and I threw this one with little Sweet Spice pop-up about 20 minutes ago. And there you go. 3 or 4 minutes ago, 21 pounds. A lot of these low 20s tipping up. Look at him, he's lovely. But welcome all the same again, Blasford Hills. We've got 2 more 20s to go. Michael over there, 2 more to go. You'll do that in the night anyway, let alone, or early morning, whatever you're doing, let alone this afternoon and this evening. So, chuffed a bit. Jay, have you even thought about if, like, 5 o'clock, we've got 10 20s? What are you going to do with us then? No more bait. Oh, Here we go. Right, I've put him back because I have a fierce liner on that one. I've got to feel that he's got to come along.
Jay was saying it's because I play like a girl.
No, I don't play him like in that film there. You've got to play him like The Rock. I'll pick up this up on 90. Bid 38, bid 38, bid 38, bid 38.
Slow moving, isn't it? Slow, isn't it?
That Colin, when I was holding it on the tight line, come out of the water against the reeds. If you'd have had a camera on that, it would be gone.
It's like a tarpon.
We've got a tarpon in Essex. When did Ned put the tarpon in? They're so fit though, mate, and they're just, yeah, mate.
I said to him, so why have they all got this orange colour? He said, I don't know, he said, just like their winter colours.
You know?
Yeah. He just put 5 little commons in, about £5 each. So,
Hey. Really, I hope you put me in your swim.
I weighed them in, mate. All 5 of them made £20.
Jay okay with it?
Yeah.
Well, he's got to be, isn't he? Because there's 2 of us, there's only one of him. His little oppo's gone now, isn't he, Tom? Tom House's, his backup's gone, isn't he?
Back up, yeah.
That's why he's being quiet all this work. Look at him.
Good brat. Well, do you think you're going to complete the challenge with this fish? You had to take a gamble.
Yeah. I would say yeah.
I think so.
Are we flying, sir? We certainly are flying. Look at this. I hadn't even got that rod back out and the island rod's gone. The one I had a 21 pounder on about an hour ago. There's so many, just little tiny areas of bubbling in open water. Look at that, that fought like a Trojan, 27 pounds. Look at that. My biggest of the trip actually, well pleased with that. But also, you know what that means, Michael? You know what that means? Boom! We've done Jay's early challenge and we've done Jay's second challenge, so now we're just going to enjoy it. I want a big one now. That is, I mean, that's full. You sat there, that's bonkers, this fish, wasn't it? Absolutely crazy. What a lovely carp. 27 pound, Blasford Hill. Nev, thank you. I'm not going to close on this because we've got another night, but I'm going to say this. Go catch app, get yourself over here. I mean, this is December. We've had a load now, haven't we, mate? You know, so, what great fishing, cold weather. Boom. But don't forget, bring the dynamite worms. And you know what, I've actually run out of worm. I know I said it a little while ago of another fish, but we've run out. So now we're running with sweet spice pop-ups. This was, again, the 21 I had off the island was a sweet spice pop-up on its own little red thing. And that common has just fell to the same. Look at him. Big eye-backed, beautiful looking fish. Ta-da, darling. Thank you for trying to eat my pop-up. There we go. That is lovely. Donkin. Come on. Yeah, baby. End of play on day 2, and it's something changed to it. First time in my life I'm looking up. I look up to you all the time,
I know.
not physically.
No, I know.
Today's been absolutely bonkers. Between us, we've got 14 carp now. 12 of them over 20 pounds, and a mid 30, mate. This morning was mad. Double take for you with one of the big ones. Double take for me with a couple of 20, but it's just mad, isn't it?
I've loved it. I think it's been brilliant. It's such a nice place to be as well. It's quiet, it's peaceful, the wildlife's great. And the company's obviously great as well.
But what do you mean, Jay or me?
Probably Jay.
Don't answer that.
Yeah.
Didn't answer, but we've had a wonderful, I mean, we've got tonight and we've got till probably mid-morning tomorrow, yeah, after the traffic's cleared. But what I mean, we cleared Stuart's challenge. Thank you, Stuart. 320s, a bit lame really, wasn't it? That challenge, you know what I mean? Done it with me own side behind my back, really. But
done Jay's challenge as well.
Done Jay, and Jay, to be fair, said he wanted 10 over 20 pounds, and we have done that. So it's just been a mega trip so far. Now don't forget this, you know, this is bookable. This is December. and we've had 14 fish. Yesterday, we've done a night, a day, a night, well, half a day yesterday,
Yeah.
a night and a day. Bring worms when you come. We've now run out. So I didn't bring many because I thought we're not going to use many. It's going to be
that box. We went, oh, that's too many.
There you go. Do you want to take something back? Now we're like, can I have another bag? But there's nowhere to get me. Never would like digging the grass up. But for me now, I've kept one in the far margin where I've had a few bites. I'm just going to trickle. We're down to do what we can do. I'm just going to keep trickling a few red maggots in what I've got left. The other two are in open water. I had 3 fish, I think, today out there. You've had 2.
Yeah.
The open water's been bizarre this afternoon, and lots of little pinky fizzes going on, and we're nicking odd bites, mate.
Few shows as well. A few good shows about the islands.
It's been strange. I mean, it's not hot, it's not warm, it's not cold, is it? You know, it's having just run down here with Jay. I'm now, I've been in the sauna, mate. But we've got tonight. We'll have a nice sit round tonight. Drink some of your hot chocolate, hopefully, unless you're too tight to let us. Great trip, mate, hasn't it?
Yep, thoroughly
Let's see what, I mean, the early morning spell has obviously been a good one for 4 fish. We'll have a look in the morning, mate. So, unless we get one just in the dark, I did have a one last night just in the dark, then you'll see us in the morning, hopefully like that, with a nice brace of big fish to shut this down. Brilliant trip, love Blasford. Don't pull faces behind my back.
I'm not.
I'll tell Poulter.
Okay.
Okay then. Thank you. See you in the morning, if not tonight.
Cheers.
I would say that's king of the pond, or queen of the pond. 28 pounds of an amazing looking fish.
King.
King?
Yeah.
Definitely?
Well, let's have a look.
What do you mean she said a look? What's he like, eh? So while we do this, you see our closure, we're going to hit the motorway soon. So for Nev and his family, thank you very much. Blasford Hill, what a cold water venue. It's also pretty good in the summer, actually, I'm told. But I don't think I've been here in the summer. But look at the quality of these fish. 17 fish. Fantastic. So this is our Christmas, as you've just watched. We're going to say very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And
Happy New Year.
he's going to sing that. He's a wedding singer sometimes, see. He's going to sing, do you want to sing that a little bit?
That's not happening.
And a happy new year. Let's get this back. The M25's calling. Thank you very much. How's that for refreshing the rigs before light? £29 and the biggest one of my trip. But it's also bittersweet because probably the last fish I'm going to catch whilst working for Dynamite. Opportunities pop up in life, and I've loved and thoroughly enjoyed my 5 years with Dynamite. Personal thanks to Daryl and Duncan, the head honchos, who have been so good to me, and thank you again, them 2 guys, for giving me the opportunity to work with and alongside them on products with Dynamite. She's a lively one. Well, there you go. I'm moving on, and you'll be really pleased to hear I'm staying in the angling trade. So, if you see me on the bank, mine's a Yorkshire tea. Thank you, Dynamite.